So DogPack404 finally released his part 3 to the MrBeast investigation, and it is wild a lot of the accusations he's throwing out, but remember how he said he was going to do an entire expose on everyone regarding SA allegations? Now we're only actually going to see one case of alleged assaults in the workplace in this investigation because DogPack has been referring a lot of the victims to other news outlets who have been reaching out to them because of better legal protection purposes. He also clarifies that his videos are not monetized and for educational purpose, and that all of his content is alleged technically at the time, and that he's just opening these investigations for people to come forward with their information. I'm also going to start off by saying sorry if I don't sound normal right now. It's very early in the morning when I'm recording this, and there's a lot of stuff going on in my background, but I'm going to get straight into a lot of these allegations. So DogPack starts off the video talking about a character named James Warren, who allegedly is MrBeast's cousin. Now, the thing with James Warren is he has a lot of things I believe that are allegedly on his record or alleged that he did, which range from beating his girlfriend, beating his dog, or just being a terrible nuisance to the workplace. And allegedly this guy is involved in scamming somebody, and he does clarify that this is ongoing, but I'll just let DogPack explain it.
Is that James Warren is the former COO of acquisitions of a real estate investment firm called Greenstone Ventures LLC, which is one of the businesses listed in this indictment of his former business partner, Joshua Hutchins, who was sentenced to 10 years in prison for running a real estate Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi schemes are great up until they just go bust.
So before working at MrBeast, James Warren was involved in a literal fraud. In fact, he's actually mentioned in the court transcripts of this case. This is the sentence hearing for Joshua Hutchins. I'm going to highlight testimony from just one of these victims, a retirement age woman named Sylvia. She testifies, "I came to know Mr. Hutchins through a very reputable and successful real estate attorney who highly recommended Mr. Hutchins and who eventually left his agency to become the chief operating officer of Mr. Hutchins' investment firm." The chief operating officer of Mr. Hutchins' investment firm. She explains that the reason she trusted Mr. Hutchins was through the strong recommendation and endorsement from that very reputable and successful real estate agent. He represented Mr. Hutchins as highly competent and capable. He presented a successful track record and how Mr. Hutchins had delivered for other investments. On the next page, page 16, she testifies, "My trust was and has been severely violated. This is the equivalent of financial. Many of us entrusted Mr. Hutchins, who we've come to know to be fraudulent. Just $1.3+ million of worthless paper signed by him fraudulently misrepresented in the courts." So Hutchins was convicted for soliciting investment monies by telling victims that their money would be put to work on a specific property. In fact, Hutchins did not put all the investor funds to work on the property on which the investor was solicited to invest, and instead regularly used investor funds on other properties or personal expenses. Now, what kind of personal expenses? Well, apparently he bought an AR-15 and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. His wife had a domestic violence order of protection against him. He's accused of calling his wife a lying rat and sending menacing photos of himself in tactical gear in the woods to her friends and family. Again, according to Sylvia's testimony, James Warren represented Mr. Hutchins as highly competent and capable. She continues on page 17. "James Warren, the then realtor who recommended me to Hutchins, also encouraged us to work with Mr. Hutchins on trying to make it work, and we did until it became very evident as to his apparent intent of complete fraud." So James appearing to sort of try to mediate this exchange, saying, hey, give him a chance, don't pursue him, don't sue him, just make it work, right? The real losses due to fraud are evident. Financially, he's devastated my retirement. I can only hope and thank the good Lord that I have a brain to be able to function and try to earn back as much as possible. The impact, over $1.3 million in real losses. These are not, I got a piece of property, it was all fraud. She goes on to describe her financial troubles through the years, supporting her mother who had Alzheimer's disease, how in the crash of 2008 she lost her job and for 2 years was unemployed. In 2014 she had a severe cancer diagnosis, was out of work for over a year. She continues, "In spite of all that, I've lived very frugally and tried to make things work. I've made him know of all my history and I told him I could not take the risk. He and James Warren, the then realtor, stated, 'Oh, real estate.'" She goes on to describe how they presented it as a safe investment opportunity for her, and then James Warren's business partner defrauded her of $1.3 million. Now, can I claim definitively that James Warren was aware of the fraud that was taking place and willingly complicit in helping Mr. Hutchins defraud old ladies? No.
So I let that clip play out a little bit before talking about our next person, LaKoya Hill. LaKoya Hill is the person who's being alleged to have done the assaults in the MrBeast office. LaKoya has made their way into various MrBeast videos despite a lot of the allegations against them, which include assault of their secretary. And from something I found interesting, having intercourse with people who are straight on set who are 18 years old. I know that isn't illegal, but the reason it stands out to me is because of the power dynamic that it clearly displays. Because these people are straight engaging in an act that isn't straight, and why else would they be doing that unless there was encouragement from their boss? Otherwise, you know, maybe their jobs are at stake or something. I just feel like there has to be some coercement, but you might be wondering, if there's so much against this guy, why is he still working for MrBeast? Well, the thing is, he technically isn't, or at least it appears that way, because what MrBeast has been doing is whenever something bad happens to someone, he just moves them around to a different branch of the company. It's also been revealed that the HR department is led by Jimmy's mom, so any complaints about MrBeast or anything going on in the offices would just get ignored. Something else I found really interesting from this video is that some of the people with SA allegations were actually Chris Tyson, which means Chris Tyson was doing absolutely terrible stuff while on set at MrBeast, most likely. Again, this is alleged from him. I'll have Dogpack's full video linked down in the description, but there isn't that much to go over, and it's a lot better explained through Dogpack. I'm sorry that this video is a lot shorter, but there isn't much I can explain better than Dogpack, and Dogpack does a more thorough breakdown in a different style. There's probably a lot more to go over regarding this whole MrBeast situation, but personally, I don't think that a part 4 is coming anytime soon. But with that being said, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.